Hello, my name is Kiriarth, and today we're going to talk about YouTube and the just outright abuse that the copyright system seems to come under constantly. Now, technically, it wasn't abused this time. There was merely the threat of the abuse of the system. So we're getting better. It's like a step below outright going through with it. It's still really shady, and you shouldn't do it. So we're going to talk about wargaming, which, go guys, you produce World of Tanks and World of Warships, and a YouTuber called the Foch, or Sir Foch, or Fuck Off, or whatever. F-O-C-H. Look, there's a link in the description, it's fine. This YouTuber was part of a program, like a trusted contributors thing for wargaming, whereby people that they like, people who produce content that they enjoyed, would get a little boost because they would be publicised by wargaming themselves, and in return they were given kind of a nice little boost. So they get things like premium stuff, and they get content a little bit early, or they get stuff unlocked for them so they don't have to pay for it, which allows them to therefore make more content, which publicises the game more, and then wargaming publicises them a bit more, so it's worth them doing it. It's a little cycle. It actually doesn't seem to be, on the face of it, a bad program at all. People get rewarded for being dedicated to the game and being dedicated to making content for the game. The company doesn't pay them specifically, but they do give them access to stuff a lot more readily, and they do get stuff for free that perhaps other people might have to pay for, which of course means that they have stuff to make content on. Not a bad system. And of course wargaming can decide who enters the system and who is removed from the system, which, fuck you, or Sir Foch, or look, we're just going to say Foch from now on, and I'm saying F-O-C-H, I'm not saying F-U-C-K. You'll know when I do, but it's very confusing to me, because it just makes me want to swear. So, the chap makes a video. He makes a video that wargaming does not like. He makes a video about a premium tank, a Chrysler something or other. I'm not a big World of Tanks guy. I know it was a Chrysler, and I know that he was not happy about it. A lack of weak points, I think, was the main complaint. And the original video that he made, I'm not in the business of critiquing other people's YouTube channels a lot, but I will confess that perhaps the arguments would have gone over a little bit better had they not been punctuated by him saying "fuck wargaming," sort of a lot. It was not a happy guy, and it really showed. Now, apparently, that is not something that is kind of all that rare in his content. People on Reddit, especially, have commented about him being salty, which, you know, if you're used to that kind of thing and if you like that kind of content, that's fine. But wargaming did not like it. They were not impressed with the way he talked about the tank, or the way he talked about wargaming, and they said so. And there are screenshots of which stating what they've said, and obviously I'll link to those in the description as well. And the gist of it is basically, what the hell is this? You are a trusted contributor, this is not the standard we expect, and you need to remove this now. Also, we're removing you from the Trusted Contributors program thing. Now, that bit is fine. If you do not like something that a YouTuber has made, you are actually allowed to reach out to them and say, I don't think that was fair, I don't think that was on, I don't think you represented yourself or us in a professional manner. I mean, you can get told to be, you know, just get lost. The YouTuber is well within their rights to say, I don't care. I said what I wanted to say, I said it the way I wanted to say it, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but tough shit. They're allowed to say that, just as the company is allowed to reach out and say, I'm not sure about this. And if that YouTuber is part of a program whereby they essentially get free stuff, and in response they kind of, well, in exchange they kind of get promoted a little bit, and they get to make content on stuff that other people might not have access to, the company can, of course, say we do not want you to be part of that program anymore. That bit's fine. I don't have any issue with that. If wargaming doesn't like what a kind of community contributor is making, they are well within their rights to take them off that program. It's their program. They get to decide who is on it, they get to decide who isn't on it, and they get to decide if content is not appropriate for it. That's fine. And even in the screenshots and the chat logs that you'll see, it would appear that this particular YouTuber, Foch, does agree with that. He's like, okay, you know, you got to do what you got to do. The problem comes with the fact that they didn't just do that. So what wargaming did was say, take down the video, also we're removing you from the program. The response is, okay, if you have to, then you have to, but I'm not removing the video. That should be the end of that. That should be it. Okay, he's been removed from the program. He has received the punishment, the only punishment that you should be able to give, which is that he doesn't get the same access that he used to have. They didn't do that. They threatened to use the YouTube copyright system to take down the video, and to say that he would not be able to monetize videos in future. That is where it becomes utter bullshit. You do not threaten to abuse YouTube's copyright system to remove criticism that you do not like. Now, in the end, Foch did remove the video. He got rid of it. He did also state that it wasn't of the highest, what was it? It wasn't of a high enough standard, basically. He kind of agreed, in a way. He said, well, actually, maybe it wasn't my best work, and I've taken it down. He has since uploaded another video, which again, you can find all of this you can find in the description, basically making the same points that he made originally, but without quite as much sort of over-the-top, oh, fuck you, fuck this, fuck everything kind of attitude, which he is well within his rights to do. If he feels that the video is not of a high enough quality to be on his channel, then by all means remove it. But, you do not threaten people with abusing the copyright system on YouTube, especially when the video in question only has like 3 or 4 seconds of actual World of Tanks footage, because this is a key part to all of this. His intro is made using World of Tanks. It's got tanks exploding. That's what it is. Now that is World of Tanks footage, yes. However, the video itself was using a website called tank.gg, which allows you to look at tanks, funnily enough, and it shows their weak spots and their armour and all this kind of thing. And he was using that to highlight the issues he had with this particular premium vehicle. Now, I'm not going to comment on whether this premium vehicle is overpowered, like he says it is, or whether it's bullshit, or whether you'd need to buy premium ammo to make it worth having the tank or shooting the tank or whatever. I don't know anywhere near enough about the game to comment on that. All I can do is comment on the behaviour of wargaming, which was royally shitty. And I'll be honest, it doesn't really matter if it's one person or lots of people who do this. It should be reinforced to anyone who's in any sort of community manager position, who deals with YouTubers, who deals with videos, who deals with the community, that you do not ever, I don't care what the circumstances are, either threaten to abuse YouTube's copyright system or actually abuse YouTube's copyright system. For several reasons. Firstly, it's fucking stupid, okay? It just is. It's not clever. It's a really good way to make sure a lot of people do not like you for what you're doing. Now, you can do exactly what Wargaming did, and that's fine. You can say, you're part of this program, we're removing that, you're not part of this program anymore, and we object to this video. Go ahead, knock yourselves out, go for that all day long. Saying, well, if you won't remove it, we'll remove it for you, that's bullshit, shitty behaviour. That is actively attempting to censor people. That is trying to hush up opinions that you do not agree with about your game, which is really, really dumb. And it's really dumb because you are essentially presented with two options when it comes to negative criticism. And this applies to all games, all developers, all publishers. If someone uploads a video about your game with heavy criticism of a certain aspect of it, or even all of it, you have essentially two choices. You either look at the video, go, "Ooh, that sucks," and then go about your day, or you try and get it removed. What seems like a more desirable outcome for you? Someone makes a video criticising your product. They say they don't like it, they don't like certain aspects, they think this is stupid, they think it's fucking terrible, they call it names, you're not happy about it. But you're left with two outcomes. You either ignore it, and people will see that video and go, "Oh, I'm not sure about that," or you hit it with a copyright strike. At which point, it goes from, "Oh, that's the company that made that game that one dude didn't like very much," to, "Oh, that's that company who tried to censor that dude who didn't like that game. We don't like them at all," because you've got two negative connotations there. You've got the fact that someone didn't like what you did, and you've got the fact that you attempted to censor them for it. That is infinitely worse than someone just saying they don't like your stuff. And then, if you add on to that, making public statements to say Kotaku, and making veiled comments about how videos in the future would be hit with strikes or would be removed or would be protested against if they contain, for instance, homophobic language, which Foch's video did not contain, you make it even worse for yourself, because then you go from this dude made a video, the company censored it, the guy made a video saying that he'd been censored, the company then said the guy had said stuff that he'd never said, even like, and there's evidence of him not saying it because you can find the video elsewhere. That's now, you're 4 levels deep on being a shitty company, right? You're not even half a level. I'd say that a critical YouTube video is maybe half a level, because that can always be looked at in a subjective way. So like what one person says is shit, someone else might not say is shit. You can always rely on kind of people's opinions to balance that out. There will be some people who see a video and go, oh, these criticisms are dead on, I entirely approve, I do not think this is correct. But then you also get people going, I don't think that's really fair, I think actually it's a lot better than he says it is. You lose that second group of people who are willing to give you the benefit of the doubt when you actively attempt to censor someone and then make it out as though they were the bad guy to begin with. You are now 4 levels into just being an arsehole, and it's such a simple concept to understand. Do you know what I do the vast majority of the time when I receive some sort of hateful or horrible comment? I just ignore it and move on. That's it. Because one dude going, oh, you're an idiot, that doesn't affect me. That doesn't matter to me. It makes no difference whatsoever. It does nothing. What, 10 people see that and maybe 4 of them go, yes, he is an idiot. Oh no, what is the world coming to? You realise it's exactly the same for you guys. Now yeah, in the case of Wargaming and Foch, he was in a privileged position, so to speak. One that he actually states he did not ask for, it was just given to him. And in that respect, I can understand that you'd be a little more annoyed in the language that he used. But you being annoyed does not give you the permission or the right to abuse a copyright system. Now, either that video breached your copyright and therefore you can take it down, in which case I would expect you to hit every single video, not only on his channel, but on all of the World of Tanks channels as well, because double standards, you can't do that. If you do not allow people to use footage of your game in one video, then it means you cannot let other people do it either. That's how that works. You cannot selectively say, oh well, that particular bit of footage, only that bit in that one video, only that violates our copyright. Everything else, which shows vastly similar stuff, all of that's fine. That's bullshit, that's a cop-out, and if you do that, then fuck you. You've got to just take the lumps, okay? Yeah, it might suck. You might sit there and go, what the hell is this? But especially in this circumstance, especially in this specific circumstance, you just kick them out of the program. You say, we gave you a chance, we gave you promotion, what the hell is this? Why didn't you speak to us? And then you move on. Do not threaten to hit someone with a copyright strike, and do not hit them with a copyright strike, because all you do is just foster hate, and not for the person that you've censored, for you. Like, it's not even a thing of I'm trying to protect other YouTubers at this point. It protects you as well. One video will do a little bit of harm to your company. One overly critical video with lots of kind of swearing and oh fuck this company, that will do a little bit of harm. Censoring that video, or threatening to censor that video, getting that video removed or threatening to get that video removed, having that person talk about the fact you threatened them or removed it, and then going on to call them out and imply that they said things that they didn't in order to make them look worse than you, that does infinitely more damage than someone saying they don't like something. So why do you keep doing it? And at this point, I'm not even just talking about wargaming, I'm talking about all you fuckers who do this. Like, you realise that you don't win. Copyright striking someone just to shut them up never works, because all it means is that they then talk about the fact that you've attempted to shut them up. That's what happens every time. Like, I do not understand how you can be present online and have any sort of community manager or any sort of media presence and not know how things work at this point. If you want examples, look at like Jim Sterling or Sid Alpha or Total Biscuit or any big YouTuber who deals in criticism over the last few years, and you will find so many examples of people doing exactly what Wargaming did, and it ending really badly for them. So why do you keep doing it? It's nonsense, it's stupidity, it's dumb. All it does is hurt you. So stop. Just stop. Move on. It's not that important. It's not going to kill your company. One bad video does not hurt. A massive load of backlash from silencing a bad video, that does hurt. So stop doing it. You'd really think that people would get the fucking message by now, wouldn't you? But apparently not. Apparently we have to do this every couple of months because some other idiot decides that clearly abuse of the copyright system is the way to go, even though it's been proved time and time and time and time and time and time again that it's not the way to go. Idiots. Anyway, if you like that video, like the video. There's a link to another video around here somewhere. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button that will take you to my Patreon campaign. You don't have to click that if you want to, that would be nice, but it's not compulsory. You can always watch this stuff anyway. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.